But first here tonight, the Nightline 5.
Same hotel, same price? No. There's a bunch of different prices out there all over the internet. Trivago instantly compares them to find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol.
World War II movie from a critically acclaimed director and featuring acting heavyweights such as Kenneth Branagh and Mark Rylance. So how did Harry Styles score a key role? Here's ABC's Chris Connolly.
400,000 soldiers, mostly British, routed by the Nazi war machine, desperate to make the journey home, get stranded and vulnerable on a French shore.
But every single person who was on the beach went through something incredibly traumatic.
They can practically see home and can't get there. The enemy's closing in on all sides. They're really faced with a choice between surrender or annihilation. And the fact that the story does not end in either of those things is what makes it one of the great stories of all time.
If the real-life World War II saga of Dunkirk lacks the triumphal plot of the typical big-budget war picture, what it does have is writer-director Christopher Nolan and his ability to craft unforgettable images.
So you had thousands of men standing out in this 8-foot-wide concourse, this sort of bridge to nowhere. The paradox of that, when the dive bombers would come, had nowhere to go. They just had to stand there and take it.
There are 3 interweaving storylines, a cast with such pros as Kenneth Branagh, Oscar winner Mark Rylance,
He's on me.
and as a pilot, Tom Hardy.
Your spirit?
Played Bane for Nolan in The Dark Knight Rises, the last film in his Batman trilogy.
Oh, your buddy.
Dunkirk also features a fresh-faced lead in 20-year-old Finn Whitehead.
English. I'm English. Only.
We didn't have any scripts going in. We didn't know how many characters there were, what roles you were going for. I think you only go and do something like that when you have complete faith in the filmmaker.
You're looking for somebody with that unique kind of charisma that movie stars have, which is they can draw the audience into their dilemma, just with their eyes, just with their expressions.
He's alongside another performer.
Show me your friend.
Who's always done well on a beach. Yes, it's Harry Styles from the mega group One Direction.
He's looking for a quick way out.
Taking on his first acting role.
In case we go down.
Pretty good for your first time out, huh?
I'm happy. Yeah, I feel incredibly lucky to have been a part of this. I think it's important to challenge yourself and do new things.
The no-nonsense Nolan is not one for stunt casting and is proud to be giving audiences a little touch of Harry in the night.
What I was seeing in Harry's eyes is the truthfulness of the situation, his truth. You know, Harry completely earned his seat at the table. And I'm very, very excited for people to see what he's done now.
I considered it very much a privilege to get to work with someone like Chris. It doesn't kind of pummel any sense of needing to overthink it into you. I think he instills you with confidence by not giving you that many notes.
And I think his performance is truthful and subtle. And for me, those are the highest compliments you can really pay an actor.
It is the latest achievement in the stardom of Styles. Just 16 when...
I work in a bakery.
A tie-breaking vote from Simon Cowell on Britain's X Factor would repeal and replace Harry's bakery career. A shotgun marriage to 4 other competitors brought about One Direction's birth in July of 2010. What followed was, well, from Story of My Life to Best Song Ever. Arrows of sunny, well-sung hits aimed at the heart of the pop audience, bringing Styles, etc., worldwide success before 1D's 2016 hiatus. Which led to an acclaimed solo record, rich in old-school emotion, and its first single, Sign of the Times.
You wear your heart on your sleeve in your music a fair amount. How do you feel about going before the world in your first film?
I think anytime you're putting yourself out there and doing something new, there's a degree of vulnerability. You have to do that. If you didn't, I think life would be pretty boring.
Whitehead and Stiles' characters are among those on that doomed beach, commandeering a waterlogged boat in a frantic bid for escape.
After 2 weeks in a very small boat, sweating and kind of being with each other, you definitely have a feeling that you're all working towards one thing, which is being finished so you can get out of the thing.
Didn't you think I could be in a rom-com right now if I wanted?
Do you know what? People kept saying that to me on set, actually. They were like, should have done a rom-com.
They never said it to me.
Compelling as an alienated teen in the ITV series Him, Whitehead is a strategic choice by Nolan to keep the audience even more on edge.
I wanted them to be seeing faces on screen who they've never seen before. And they don't know of these young men they're seeing, who's going to live, who's going to die. They don't know.
Whitehead seems on the precipice of a sudden transformation in his day-to-day lifestyle.
People keep coming up to you and saying, you won't be able to walk the street, you'll be...
Well, I keep hearing that, but then I keep walking the streets.
So I'm walking the street and nothing's happening.
Yeah, I feel actually a bit disappointed. No, I don't.
Do you have any advice for Finn on how to manage what will become him once the film comes out?
What you got for me, Harry?
Run. No, I think Finn's a great guy. I don't think he'll have any problems. I think he'll be...
It's just fun, isn't it?
I think you'll...
Thanks, man.
All right.
I'm on him.
Meanwhile, Nolan's urge to break new ground visually, seen in the air, with dogfights in vintage aircraft.
I'm on him, bail out.
Captured in flight by IMAX cameras.
The swell looks good, I'm ditching.
There's a lot of planning and preparation. Let's just get that camera right where the pilot would be, looking right over his shoulder. There's a type of Romanian plane, but it has 2 cockpits. Put the camera on the wing, and then have a real pilot sitting behind, but the actor is in front.
So you're telling Tom Hardy he's going to do this? You're saying,
exactly.
I'm putting you up in a Romanian plane with 2 cockpits.
I might have eliminated the Romanian part, but you get shots that have never been done before. And really, as a filmmaker, what you're trying to do is show the audience something they've never seen before, give them experience they've never had before.
All of Nolan's craft, seeking to ensure that what endures is the drama. Shot where the real events happen, its power 77 years later, not lost on the actors.
You could feel the history under your feet, and that there was just a feeling, there was an eeriness to the place that I think everyone was very aware of where we were.
For Nightline, I'm Chris Connolly in Los Angeles.
Our thanks to Chris Connolly, and Dunkirk hits theaters this Friday.